Hello there, boys and girls. Look where I am today. Does it look familiar? Yep, back in school today. It's Tuesday, the 19th of January 2021. Let's get started. And we begin as ever with our spellings, our week 2 spellings, and we are continuing to practice the G sound, made using either one G or two Gs, but they both make the same sound, G. So let's read through the words, boys and girls, and you repeat them after me. Go, ago, goes, going, gone, glad, give, green, big, bigger, biggest, and wiggle. And we write those words out into our Tuesday column. And we're now on part 4 in our Sounds in Focus worksheet. And question 4 says to rewrite these words, adding ing to each one. Finish the sentences below with these words. So you'll see I've given you a little hand with the first one. Beg becomes begging. So I've added an extra G, and that just makes that G sound, g, and then the ing, the ing. So you're going to change jog to jogging by adding that extra G and then adding ing, and change hug to hugging as well. Then you fill in the 3 sentences below it with one of those words. So you'll see I've done the begging one for you. The middle one, my dog is very good at begging for food. So you have to fill in the other 2 sentences. And they say, little children love something, cuddly, soft toys. So it's either going to be hugging or jogging in there. Every day, Dad and I go something in the park. So you choose the right word there as well. And in part 5 then, again you have spaces to fill in to complete sentences, and you have to choose one of these words to put into the sentences. Either go, up here, just point to it here for you, go, goes, going, or gone. Now, I can tell you that it's one each of those words that will go into each sentence. So one of the sentences will have go, one of them will have goes, one of them will need the word going to complete it, and one will have gone. So you find out where these words fit into the sentence. Now let's read the sentences to make sure that we understand them. We something to the library on Mondays. So you choose one of those words here to fill in the blank. The next one, our teacher something with us. Next week we are something on a picnic. We should have something last week, but it rained. So fill the right word from these 4 words into the blank spaces. For our literacy today, we are doing one more activity on instructions before we move on. And today, if you look at the picture clues, I'm sure you can tell that the instructions are for cooking something or baking something. It's how to make a pizza. Now, the first thing that we do with a set of instructions is the title. Now, the title is very obvious in this mixed up set of instructions because it's in darker font. So there it is there. So you're going to put that at the top. What you have is all of the instructions for making a pizza, but they're jumbled up. So you need to cut them out, move them around and put them in order, and then stick them on a page or any little book that you have in order. And of course, this will be your first one here because that's the title. Now, I prefer to have, for the second thing in a set of instructions, to be a list of ingredients or a list of what you need, but they don't happen to have that here, so you'll just have to go on to the first instruction after that. So let's look at each one, just to make sure you understand them, and then you can cut them out and put them in order. First one says, put on your apron. Then spread tomato sauce on top. Well, we know those two aren't together because we don't want to spread tomato sauce all over our apron, do we? Next one says, wash your hands. Now, when should you wash your hands? Place in the oven to cook. Put your toppings on. Roll out the dough into a round shape. Next one says, how to make a pizza. We know that's the very first one. That's the title. That's telling you how to do something. When ready, cut into slices and eat. Now, that's going to be near the end, isn't it? Grate the cheese and sprinkle on top. Make the dough. So those are all the instructions for making a pizza. So cut them out and put them in order. Now today for our maths work, we are looking at counting money. Now, as well as doing this page, it would be very useful if you have any coins at home, or if anyone could lend you coins or help you to empty out a money box and borrow coins. Practice counting money as much as you can. If you have some money at home that someone could lay out for you, you could try counting it. The more you do that, the better that you will get at counting money. So let's look at the questions. We have different items and it lays out how much you have to pay for each item. Now, when you're writing out an amount of money, you need to write it out very carefully. So the first thing you need to do when there's pounds involved is to use a pound sign like this. And those can be quite tricky to do. You need to do a little bit of practice doing this to get the hang of it. So maybe on a sheet of paper or something you could practice making the pound sign. So you just go around, down, loop at the bottom and a line through the middle. I'll go slower this time. Around, down, loop through the bottom and a line in the middle. One more time. Around, down, loop through the bottom and a line in the middle. Now you can pause this video if you want so that you can have a few minutes to practice making a pound sign. And then we move on to writing amounts of money. So let's say you bought a few things in the shop and they cost in total £2.29. So let's write that amount. You do your pound sign, £2, then a dot. So before the dot is your pounds and then after the dot is your pence. Now what did we say? Was it 29? Let's hope so. 29. That's your pence. £2.29. So the pounds go before the dot and the pence go after the dot. Now a common mistake, a mistake I see a lot, boys and girls, is children writing P for pence at the end. Okay? Now you can't put pounds and pence in the same sentence. You have to take this out. Only the pounds there in this number sentence. 229. Now if you really wanted to write pence, you could do 229 pence. That would be exactly the same amount. But we're more likely to write it like this. This is the way I'd like to see you write it when you're answering these questions. So you're going to look at the coins each time and count them and then write in pounds and pence the total amount. Now, if you have a piece of paper or a little book at home, you could write the answers in there. That would be perfect. Or if you don't have a page, you could write them along the side here. Okay? I'll not worry which way you do it. Moving on to question 2 then, and you are asked to look at Bob and Sally. And Bob and Sally both have a certain amount of money. And the question asks you who has more money. So you need to count how much Bob has, count how much Sally has, and then write the name of the person who has more money. Question 3 then asks you to lay out coins to buy each item and list the coins. So if you have real coins at home, this would be a brilliant opportunity to try to lay out these amounts of money. If you don't have coins at home, you could of course draw the amounts of money. So let's draw £2.35. So for £2.35, I've drawn £2 coins, a 20 and a 10 and a 5, which makes £2.35. Can you think of other coins that I could draw instead? Well, we could, instead of these £2 coins, we could do a £2 coin. Do you remember what a £2 coin looks like? It has the two different colours, doesn't it? Silver and gold. So you could use that instead of your pound coins. So you could have the £2 coin, a 20, a 10 and a 5. So draw the amounts of money that you will need to for the pen and for this little brooch as well. If you get a chance to, boys and girls, continue to practice your 3 times tables, because if we don't keep practicing them, they will just fall out of our heads again, won't they? And of course, I give you information about accelerated reading. So a lot to be going on with. Just don't get too overwhelmed with it. Just do whatever you can get done, okay? And make sure to have a little rest as well, a little break. Okay, talk to you tomorrow. Bye-bye.